slide. I'll just open the slide. Good afternoon. Values, and we ended up talking about perceptions. Okay, and we said that perceptions differ from person to person, and when I said perceptions, I meant understanding. All right, so your understanding of life, your understanding of experiences in life are not similar to another person's. They always keep changing. All right, uh, no two people's perceptions are the same, because their experiences, their understanding, their upbringing, their education, all these things will help them understand a situation in a particular way. So that is how their perception builds. All right, and therefore it may not be similar to yours. So it is entirely on these perceptions that you start valuing, cherishing, and nurturing certain values in life. All right, so that is why I was showing you that slide, and I said that where sometimes you see things your way, you don't see it how others see it, and that is why differences of opinion can come. So you have to try to, this kind of a problem can arise in your workplace. All right, so which is why you need to work in a group, you need to interact with other people to see the other side of the coin, to see what the other side of the story is. You need to empathize with people. All right, so empathizing is a positive value. Empathizing meaning putting yourself in another person's shoes, trying to understand in the situation in which they are, and then acting accordingly. You assume that you are also in their position, and therefore you are trying to find a solution to a problem that you have. So it is not always very advisable to be seeing things your way. Okay, so that is where we stopped. Can I just share my slide with you so that we can quickly? I'm a little late today. All right. Another example of your perceptions changing is that, let's say, day after day you're traveling in a bus without paying for the fare and you don't get caught. Now, your experience gives you the perception that what you're doing is right and it is okay. Since you're not getting caught, nobody's telling you anything. But another person might not have had the same experience as you are having. All right, maybe once or twice he didn't pay for the fare, but the third day he got caught, and the consequences of getting caught that way were really bad, and therefore his experience in life gives him this understanding that, or perception that, not paying for the fare and traveling is unfair, it is unethical, I shouldn't be doing it, it's wrong, so I was punished for it. So you will not want to do it again. All right, you will also try to correct people, but somebody who has been doing it all the time will continue doing it until he has a bad experience of getting caught. So your perceptions are different. One will say, what is there in that? I'm doing it every day, nothing is happening to me, so why are you? I'm not worried. It's people like you who are worried. So see, this thing is happening even with these COVID times, when people are saying that what the hell, mask and vaccines and all that. I'm pretty cool without anything. I'm not. There are people, this homeopathy medicine, the science of homeopathy tells that an individual should not be injected with vaccines. That is their belief. All right. Whereas allopathy, every child that you know has come out of a hospital with the first vaccine and has had two or three more. All right, and it continues till a particular age. You have your vaccines which end up with your chicken pox and so many other vaccines. Okay, now people might say that we have not taken any vaccine and we are doing well. There are people who have not taken the COVID vaccine and are doing quite well, who have not had any problem. All right, so that is their perception, that it's okay to be without a vaccine. On the other hand, you have people who have taken the vaccine and think that they are safe and nothing has happened to them. But there are people who have had COVID even after taking the vaccine. So there are things that cannot be answered. Okay, it all depends on your experiences, your understanding, your judgment. all right? And that is what helps you. Your judgments are dependent on your values, your sense of values, all right? Now, from where do we get our values and ethics? All right, although I've put them in separate slides under separate topics, one under values and one under ethics, let me tell you that the sources from where we get our values and ethics are similar, almost same, all right? So let's just check up on that. What are our, from where are our values, formulated? From where do we get them? What are the sources? I have put up four here. One is genes from your parents at birth, all right? The second one is from the environment, the people with whom you interact, all right? Uh, for example, your teachers, from great personalities whom you have seen and would like to have as role models. So you like to take in, you appreciate the values that they have and you want to inculcate them in you, all right? So that is one way, one of the sources from which you can get your values. And the members of your family are the first sources from where you get your values, all right? If it's a joint family, the concept of the joint family has broken, but in over the years we have been hearing that the benefit of a joint family is this, that and there is a lot of sharing, there is a lot of caring, all right? There's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of give and take, the concept of adjustment, tolerance, which are all positive values, which you inculcate from a joint family culture. Is that clear? You learn so much from your parents, you learn from your grandparents, from the close family members with whom you reside, all right? So they are also sources from where you can get your values, all right? Education comes in after you go to school. You have this model science and what you have those SUPW classes and all that. You are given formal education and taught on what is right, what is wrong, and encouraged to um, develop your own values, all right? You have the media, whether the print media or the audio visual media, that is the newspapers and print media, magazines, film and television, which are the audio visual media from which you can formulate your values. But I'm sorry to say that whatever nowadays is being shown in media is so what should I say, is a big question mark. How many positive values do we gather from the media? I don't know. The kind of things that are discussed, that are shared, which are shown, broadcast on the media. At one time, the media was responsible for you know what. Developing our thoughts, our thought processes, and from there came our values. We became very rational, very what should I say, analytical, and that is from where we got all our values. But I don't know to what extent the media today is encouraging you to develop in terms of positive values. I think most of them are all negative values, whatever you see, all right? uh, the mother figure, every woman was looked at with respect, was given a lot of respect, because the mother image, the sister image was associated with any girl, any woman, all right? And the mother was always respected. Today you have women who have become the worst enemies, they are the villains. A woman's worst enemy is another woman, and that is the saddest part. I don't know, maybe you have not experienced this, but once you go into the workplace, you will find all the women who are all the time trying to get you into trouble. That's a personal experience that I've had. And your television serials and all, some of the films, all these things show you these things, all right? They try to probably, literature and media are a reflection of life, and that is why they're showing you all these things. But I have a feeling that they've crossed their limits, all right, towards going to show that women are culprits, women are villains, all right? You no longer have a male villain in any of these television serials. It's all the women, all right? The culture, as I said yesterday, I discussed with you the culture of a society All right. Society can mean the place where you're living, your family, your classroom, your university, college, um, the locality in which you live, the nation, the state, and the country and the globe, globally, all together. All these things help you to the culture, the varied culture in all these societies that I just mentioned to you are very crucial in helping you formulate your values. Is that clear? So that is about the same points are there even in your ethics, how your ethics came into place. See, ethics comes because of values. All right. As I said yesterday, values are behavioral traits that help you build your personality, and your personality is built because your values are in place and you're in a position to judge what is right and what is wrong. All right. Now, there is one point that I have not put here in the formulation of values, which I have added in the formulation of ethics, and that is about the law of a country. The law of a country and religion. These are two other points that I did not add here, but I put them in the slide where I talked about where I will be talking about formulation of values. I will not repeat it again because we are running short of time. You have your literature, all right. You have religion, and you also have the law of a country. The law of a country has certain rules that you have to abide by. All right. And when you violate those rules, you are punished for it. And that is how you have the some if you abide by the rules, you have certain values that you have picked up because the law has imposed it on you. And as soon as you violate those, you are punished for it, and therefore those are again certain values that you get to know about because you have violated the norms. All right. It could be a simple rule like traveling on the road where you have to follow the uh, traffic light. All right. Everybody has to do it. It's not for a few people, and it has to be done. It is imposed on you. All right. And what happens when you violate it? You're punished for it. So the learning comes that if you violate it, you violate the law of a country, um, then you have to pay the penalty for it. So I would rather not do it. So this learning is how you formulate your values. All right. Everybody is following it. Everybody is adjusting. Everybody is doing something which is expected from them. So I should also abide by those rules. All right. So that is how. So religion, the literature of a society or of a country, of any culture, and religion. All right. In religion, as I told you, all the religious texts that are there, all right, they give you a lot of knowledge on positive and negative values. Moving on to my next slide, I'm just going through this quickly because I'll be giving you one short assignment which you can submit tomorrow, and which I can also use. You can use when you do your internal test. So I'll just quickly go through these now. Now, when we talk about values, we can classify them into smaller groups for our convenience. Okay. You have the first group that I talk about, where I just skip the introduction on the classification of values. You can just read through it later since you have the slides. The first category in which I will be talking about is about personal values. All right. Or we call individual values or core individual values. Personal values, or they're called core values, or they're called individual values, or they're called personal core values or individual core values, whatever it is. In other words, it simply means it refers to, personal values refer to the values that a person or an individual holds very close to himself. All right. He finds it very favorable, and they are values that he is known for. All right. His personal values or individual core values are always there in him. They are there till his last breath. They are nurtured and cherished from the beginning till the end. A person's personal values, an individual's personal values, are never sacrificed for any reason. All right. They are always, what should I say, followed. A person sticks by it all the time. All right. And nothing can make him change his personal values. And a person is known by his personal values. They become his personal values, become his second name. For example, if you had Yudhishthira, Harishchandra for truth, for Yudhishthira was for righteousness, Harishchandra was for truth. All right. You have Mahatma Gandhi for non-violence. You have Mother Teresa, who is known for love. All these are positive values that I'm talking about. And these are their personal values for which they are known. That is their second name. That is their second identity. Is that clear? Now, here, personal values, I've been all the time talking about the good ones, the positive ones. Personal values can be of two types, positive and negative. Is that clear? So, positive values are those which I just mentioned. You can have negative values like dishonesty, cheating, and being very disorganized, irregular, what should I say? Undisciplined. Okay. I mean, you can come out with a lot of negative values, procrastinating, postponing things, which is very what should I say? Which is problematic in your workplace. If you keep on procrastinating or postponing your work and can't keep sticking to schedules, all right. So that is a negative value. Lying or dishonesty is also there. So you have sharing, which is a positive value. Loving, all right. These are positive values. So personal value, a person can have both positive and negative values, and whichever is more in him, they become associated with his behavior or with his, what should I say, with the person itself. He's a liar, he's a dishonest person. So lying is a negative personal value. So a person is known by the values he practices. That is what I meant to say. All right. Personal values denote a sense of right or wrong, good or bad, and other judgmental criteria based on a strong sense of what the ideal ought to be. All right. Judgmental, because if you think that somebody keeps stealing all the time, it's a negative value. All right. And you know that stealing is not good because of your personal what should I say, sense of right and wrong. So that is where, when you start judging what is right or wrong, this judgmental criteria comes into play. Okay. So that is the first type that I talked about under the first category. The second one, okay, here I just talked negative and positive values. Anger, meanness, arrogance, these are all negative values. And you have positive values also, which I have put up there. Now, when I talked about positive and negative values, you see, in my slide, I put up certain names just for the sake of discussion in the class. I say, okay, Gandhiji, what value, positive or negative value? Now, when you write your answers, what most of you are doing is just reproducing my slides and writing positive Gandhiji. Gandhiji is not a value. Gandhiji is a person. What value is he known for? So you have to write positive value. For example, Gandhiji for what? Non-violence, for truth. Mother Teresa exhibited positive values such as love, kindness, generosity. Those are the values. All right, the names, these people are not values. They're just persons. And what personal values they have, that I discuss in the class. Then at one time you had Harshad Mehta, who, I don't know, have you heard of Harshad Mehta by any chance? Way back, I think in the 1980s, he rocked the share market where he cheated a whole lot of people. And then you know about Vijay Mallya. All right. You can think of other examples and associate some kind of a negative value with them. You need not repeat what I have said. This is for the sake of discussion in the class that I put up these names. Okay. The next category, or the next type that I would like to discuss under the first category of values is business values. All right. When you talk of business values, people studying business management have a lot, a subject on this. They study business ethics. All right. And when you're just not going to become engineers, but also you will be involved in small business issues also in any organization. All right. So what kind of business values are appreciable? And when we talk of business values, we are talking about a company or an organization. And in the company or organization, we have professionals like you. all right? So who will be dealing with certain goods and services which you will be giving to customers or clients. So, and that is how the brand image of the company is formed. So a company or an organization becomes well known by its quality goods and services, good corporate governance, growth, revenue and profit, and creation of shareholders and social responsibilities. Business values of a company are related to their vision and mission. Now, when I talk of social responsibilities, you might ask, what has a company got to do with social responsibilities, with society? Now, you see, there is this term called the short form called CSR. Have you heard of it? CSR. The full form is, you can make a note of it. The full form of CSR is corporate social responsibility. CSR, corporate social responsibility. When people who are studying MBA, they go into all these details. Let me tell you quickly what we mean by corporate social responsibility. Now, you see, every company survives in the market because of customers like us. There are other clients, customers, shareholders like us. All right. Now, because the company does well, they get a lot of revenue, they get a lot of profit. They are thankful to people like us in the society who are their valued customers. So a company survives or does very well in the market because of customers like us who exist in society. All right. So the company considers it important to give back something to society. If society did not exist, if people like us did not exist, their business also would not have existed. So it's like a kind of Thanksgiving. So what a company does in terms of Thanksgiving is called its corporate social responsibility. The term corporate is associated with business. All right. So what a company does in terms of Thanksgiving to society is called corporate social responsibility. Now, how is corporate social responsibility done? A company can organize a blood donation camp. They can, and the proceeds of this, the blood that has been connected can be given to a cancer hospital for patients, or it can be given for thalassemia patients, or a company can organize, what should I say? Banks like SBI, all right, they like to give back to society. So how do they do it? They conduct some programs in schools, all right, where they have essay competitions, or what is that, speech competitions, and they give prizes to students in terms of books or some token money as gift. All right. So that is how whatever they have earned is given back, a portion of it is given back to society. So they're trying to do some good for society by giving back a part of their profits or revenues to society. All right. And that is how they retain their brand image also. Sometimes organizations organize functions, programs where they bring in artists. All right. Some of them who are associated with NGOs do not charge when they perform. All right. The proceeds of this is given off to maybe blind schools, or for the development of some small scale industries, or they're given for the education of the girl child. So many other small things like this are there. So every organization considers it important to give back a part of their revenue or profits to society, without whom they would not have existed or had this profit. So that is what we mean by corporate social responsibility. And the business value, these are part of the business values. All right. Sharing the profits, doing good for society. All right. So these business values are associated with the vision and mission of a company. Every company has its own vision and mission, every organization. For that matter, even Calcutta University, and if you, I don't know if you've entered the Rajabhaja Science College campus, when you're entering, when you get up the stairs, when you're going to the radio physics department, when you climb the stairs before you go on to the first floor, all right, you will find on the window just as you go up the stairs, you will find the vision and mission of your institute. I don't know if you've been there. Have you noticed it? Yeah. So the vision, yes. So without a vision and mission, no organization will proceed in a positive direction. All right. And the purpose of having business values is to have uniformity, oneness, and what should I say, this unanimity with all their partners in business. And they want to let people know what their aim or target is, because every business has come into existence because they want to give something to society. For that matter, as you people who are going to become engineers, engineers engineer things or create things, and they don't create things for themselves. They create things for people who need them, people like you and me, all right, or other people who need them and who are part of society. All right. So we have something to give back. We are creating things for people who need what we are creating. All right. And that is why, so that we have an aim and target and we don't divert from it, every organization has its vision and mission stated very clearly, and everybody is expected to abide by it. All right. Now I've just put up the names of some companies like Infosys, Reliance Industries, Hindustan Lever, Procter and Gamble. Each of these companies have their own vision and mission, which is related to their to their CSR activities. All right. I just told you about SBI. I think ITC. Are you aware of ITC? Do you know what their CSR activities are by any chance? You might not know right away. You might not be able to know their vision and mission. But have you heard of their notebooks? Notebook. Okay. Every purchase of one notebook, uh, to the for the girl child, isn't it, or for the education? I don't say just for the girl child or for the education of the girl child. I don't remember, but it goes. Even Procter and Gamble has this. 1 rupee goes for the education or for the development of a girl child or whatever, something related like that. Okay. Every organization has their vision and mission, which to which their CSR activities are related. Is that clear? So when I had done, this is a small assignment that I will give you. Can you quickly take down the question which you can submit tomorrow? It's a small assignment. You can submit this tomorrow, and probably it might help you with your internal test also. Can I dictate the question to you? Yeah. The question is, Devstuti, are you there? Can you hear me? Shall I give you the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine, fine. Okay, just take down the question. Identify the vision and mission of any three organizations. That is part A of the assignment. Okay. Identify the vision and mission of any three organizations. Part B of the question is, of the assignment is, discuss the CSR activities. Discuss the CSR activities, that is the corporate social responsibility activities of any three organizations, in bracket, can be those in part A of the assignment. Bracket, can be those in part A of the assignment. Close bracket, that relate to their vision and mission. Okay, I'll read the questions again. Part A of the question, identify the vision and mission of any three organizations. Part B of the question of the assignment is, discuss the CSR activities of any three organizations. It can be those in part A of the assignment that relate to their vision and mission. All right. So if you are in the part A of the question, you're talking of 3 organizations, you can find their CSR activities itself. You need, or if you want, you can take up any other 3 organizations and discuss their vision and mission. Their CSR activities. If you can give me just 1 minute, I'd like to share. Can you just give me 1 minute? Wait, let me see if I can share. It's not yet 1 minute. Where do these disappear? I'll try to show you. Okay, they are not here. Just give me 1 minute. I'll try to show it to you if I can just link it. Short, 1 page. Together your assignment. Just take up any 3 organizations. All right. No. Your vision and mission will just take up maybe 5 lines. It'll be that short. All right. And what the CSR activities are. Okay, 1 minute. Let me see if I can show you a sample. 1 second. You can give me hard copies. You can it can be handwritten and scanned and sent to me. All right. Or you can type it out. Wait, let me just show you one. No, it can differ from company to company or organization. Yeah. No. You can't change it because that is what it is. They have stated it. We cannot change it. Yes. Yeah. So wait 1 minute. I just found one. Maybe I'll try if I can just share it with you. Just give me 1 minute. How do I share this with you? 1 minute. Let me see if I can just share it with you. I'll just stop presenting this and I will show you. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's not showing. 1 minute. Yeah, what you're saying is right, but why am I not being able to? Okay, wait. I'll just read it out to you. Okay, that should make sense. I'll try to read it out to you. Maybe you'll understand. One person has written about Canara Bank. All right. The vision is to emerge as a preferred bank by pursuing global benchmarks in profitability, operational efficiency, asset quality, risk management, and expanding the global reach. That is their vision. It is stated. You cannot change it. All right. And the mission of Canara Bank is to provide quality banking services with good customer care, create value for all stakeholders, and continue as a responsive corporate social citizen. All right. Then they have given examples. Another one is McGraw Hill. Our vision is to unlock the full potential of every learner. We believe that our contribution to unlocking a brighter future lies within the application of our deep understanding of how learning happens and how the mind develops. It exists where the science of learning meets the art of teaching. And the mission of McGraw Hill, our mission is to accelerate learning through intuitive, engaging, efficient, and effective experiences grounded in research. So I've given you 2 examples. CSR activities by McGraw Hill again, this person has given. The entire assignment with both the questions has run to 4 pages because he's typed it out and I think he's put the font at about 14 or 16. So McGraw Hill relief work during COVID-19 pandemic. All right. And having training centers. All right, with training centers, there's a lot that is written, so I can't read out everything to you. The next company is Mahindra and Mahindra. All right. helping the differently abled, volunteering. Representatives volunteer in different projects and add to driving positive change by taking part in exercises. For example, blood gift, tree ranch, Swachhata Hi Seva, bike rallies, paint the divider, card making, scratch pad gift, alongside directing instructional meetings and activation drives for smart understudies. All right, providing training, increasing employability among the youth. How does Tech Mahindra do it? Tech Mahindra's foundation, SMART, SMART, all right, that's the abbreviation. Skills for Market Training Program is a lead employability activity that trains youngsters and ladies to turn into India's actual quality. So you get what I mean? So that is what I will expect you to do. Okay. So you can pick up any three companies, you can write their vision mission, and same three companies you can write their, if you can find their corporate social activities, you can mention, or you pick up any other three companies and write about their vision and mission. Sorry, their CSR activities. All right. Okay, very quickly, let me take up the next one. So that's about business values. The next one we're talking about in the first type is about managerial values, and managerial values refer to certain managers or persons, all right, employees, heads of various groups of companies who have reached great heights because of the values that they possess. They are role models in any organization, all right, and people would like to what should I say, use, or learn from them and try to imitate their values because they want to be as good, as great as them. All right. And manage the positive values that managers have could be something like loyalty, integrity, being very these entrepreneurial and dynamic qualities. These are qualities that you will expect in any manager. All right. And the people who have these kind of managerial skills or values gradually grow, all right, and they climb the ladder of success to become future heads of various companies that they work with. All right, so that is about managerial values, about the persons. These people have certain values, they become leaders, all right, and they become role models. And that is how, as leaders, they take the organization forward. They become invaluable to the organization because of their managerial values. Okay. Now, that is about the first type that I was talking about. The second type that I'll be talking about is, they're called instrumental and terminal values. This is another category. All right. Now, instrumental, as the word suggests, values relate to means for achieving results. All right. Certain values are used to achieve great results. All right. They become the means by which you can achieve great results. Those values are called instrumental values. They're instrumental in, they are the means, they're instrumental in getting you to achieve certain results in life. All right. And terminal values, as the word suggests, terminal meaning end, till the end. So these are values for which an individual strives till the end of his life. All right. He keeps on following it, and he doesn't discard terminal value. Terminal values cannot be discarded midway in your life. All right. So terminal values are those which are very valued in an individual. They're very precious to him, and for they will not what should I say, abandon them for any reason. All right. Now let me discuss these two with one example. For example, if you take up hard work is an instrumental value which helps you get something like prosperity, recognition in the other group. Hard work, when you get prosperity, when you get recognition, and with your hard work, you have pride in accomplishing whatever you have wanted to do. All right. And that gives you a sense of satisfaction. And therefore, these are certain things which you will strive for till the end of your life. You will always want satisfaction. You will want to accomplish things, and you will feel good about it. You want to prosper in life. It's not that you want to prosper in life only for 20 years in your life, and then after that, no. As long as you're working, you want to prosper, and then no. You want to prosper till your last breath. All right. And how will you get this prosperity, this recognition? your recognition comes with your pride in accomplishment. The more you accomplish, you are recognized for your work. All right. And your accomplishment and recognition are associated with something like hard work. All right. With assertiveness, with dependability. So these are certain values. On the left hand side, you use these values to get the values that are mentioned on the right hand side of the slide. Is that clear? So the left hand side, hard work is a means by which you can get a terminal value like prosperity. If you work hard always, prosperity will always be there with you. You will have pride in accomplishing things because you always work hard. And whenever you work hard, you accomplish things and you feel good about it. That is what we mean by pride in accomplishment. So maybe less or more, you will try to keep doing these things as long as you can do it, as long as uh, you are able to do it. Now in my next slide you will find some more qualities. I've just turned the list, it's got turned. Instrumental values has come on the right hand side and terminal values on the left. In the previous one it was the other way around. So if I look at the list on the right hand side, if I am ambitious, all right, I can have a prosperous life, I can have a sense of accomplishment. All right. Can you pick up another one and tell me what you can you match it up with the right hand side? Left hand side. Which instrumental value can give you a terminal value? Anyone? Like I said, ambition. If you're ambitious, you can have a sense of accomplishment. You can have a prosperous and exciting life. Maybe self-respect also. Can you pick up any other instrumental value and link it with the terminal value? Okay. Okay. So confidence is an instrumental value which gives you this. If I take the list here again, I have, let's say, if I am honest, okay. If I am honest, I have self-respect. In the end terminal value, I can get self-respect. Okay. And then if I am cheerful, maybe true friendship, an exciting life, self-respect. These are things. So now you understand what I mean by instrumental and terminal values? All right. Okay. Now that was the second category that I was talking about. The first one I talked about was personal values or individual values or core values. And in that we talked about managerial and business values. In the second type, I talked about instrumental and terminal values. And the last type category, I talk about intrinsic and extrinsic values. All right. Now, see, you can frame one essay with this. Now, if I went on talking about all these one after the other, it would have been a little confusing. That's why I just broke it up into three, because they kind of, match with each other. You can't match them with anybody else. Now, intrinsic and extrinsic values, these are two terms that I use in economics. All right. Because values are there in economics. We talk about financial values, monetary values in economics. But here, how are you utilizing these two terms in economics in our subject here is this way. When we talk of intrinsic values, we are trying to extend the meaning this way. Intrinsic meaning inside, extrinsic meaning exterior or outside. Intrinsic, interior, inside. So values that are inherently rewarding to pursue, all right, which are there within you. They're inherent, you have inherited them and they are there within you. Those are what we call intrinsic values. All right. And extrinsic values are those that you inculcate or borrow or take from outside sources. All right. Why do you take it from outside sources? Because you see those values, you don't have it in you, but it is there in somebody else. All right. And you see that when this person has these kind of qualities or these kind of values, he is highly appreciated for it. And therefore, you would also like to have these values. And therefore, you try to inculcate these values from outside sources. All right. So if I take up affiliation to friends and family, that is very inherent, uh, my closeness, affiliation meaning closeness with my establishing a close relationship with friends and family, that is very inherent. Nowadays with nuclear families, this thing has gone off, it's kind of lost. All right, many of us have become small individual, families, nuclear families, who are losing touch with the others. All right, we have our priorities have changed, so we are losing that closeness with friends. I don't know how many of you still, you're still in college, so maybe you are in touch with your schoolmates, but over the years, once you start working, how many of you will keep in touch with so many of those friends that you made in school? uh, there was a time, when I lost contact with all my schoolmates. But surprisingly, actually, I studied in a convent, a girls' school, convent, Christian missionary school, and we were all girls, and we were a group of five, notorious group of five. We were called the famous five, all right? For a group like this who was known until we left school, sadly, when we left school, we totally lost contact. But now, in the last 2 3 years, we, thanks to Facebook and WhatsApp and all that, we establish contact with each other, and we are as good as those famous five that we used to be in school. So, and we find it very, rewarding, because we are able to chat with each other, express, our good times, bad times, recollect the past, which I can't do, because now I was born and brought up in a place in South India, and I was kind of, uprooted and brought, because I got married and I settled in Kolkata. I lost all my friends, and I felt lost. And with my, in-laws, I don't know them. I never stayed in Kolkata, so I don't know their relatives too well. So I was totally lost. Now I have established a strong relationship with my friends again. All right, and it feels good. Whenever you want to share something funny, something sad, something happy, anything, we are able to do that. All right, and I would like to do that with my family also, but everybody's too busy with their own lives. Everybody's busy, uh, you know uh, making their life good without family. So I don't know whether you've understood this. Connection with nature. Not many of us are connected with nature. All right, some people, you will find people who are gardening or drawing or painting or singing. These people are kind of close to nature. They find nature as nature is a balm for them. It's an ointment that gives them a lot of pleasure and peace. All right, now these things you can't impose on somebody, it comes from within the person. So that is what I mean. Creativity, self acceptance, all these come from within you. That's why they are called intrinsic values. Extrinsic values like health. You see people going to the gym, or people going for walks, and people getting up in the morning, meditate, going do have meditating, or doing freehand exercises, and being very concerned about the kind of food that they eat. All right, and you see all this. All right, when you see all this, you are encouraged, because you understand that they have good health because they follow all these things, good values like this, which was not in you. And after seeing that they are doing well by having these values, you want to take it or learn it from them. All right, so that is why health is an extrinsic value. Material success meaning wealth. All right, when you see people working hard and having a good life, all right, material success is with them, you see that if they can get it, why not me? All right, if they can buy a house, they can buy a car, and they can go and holiday abroad, why can't I do it? I can also do it. So I will also strive to have material success in my life. So that is why when I see something outside, I try to inculcate in me. That's why it's an external value or an extrinsic value. All right. So I will not take the other examples. I've quickly gone through it. We just have 5 minutes left. Okay, the next topic that we have is on ethics. All right, ethics, as I said, when your sense of values are very good. Okay, once we talked about, until now we talked about values and human values. We are now moving into ethics. Ethics can come into existence when your sense of values are strong. All right, your sense of values will help you in judging whether something is right or wrong. And when you step into this arena of right and wrong, you're talking about ethics. You're thinking about ethics. All right. So ethics involves a discipline that examines good or bad practices within the context of a moral duty. Is that clear? So ethics refers to certain codes or set standards which help in decision making, all right, because you know what is good or bad, and it helps you to decide whether you will do the good thing or the bad thing, whether you will do it or will not do it. So it's about do's and don'ts, all right. It is about what you ought to do and what you have not to do because rules compel it. You ought to look after your parents in their old age, all right. It is your duty, all right, that is ethically correct. And what you have not to do because rules compel it. You should not travel in any public transport without paying for the fare, all right. Although it says that when you get off the bus you're supposed to pay for the fare, the rules compel that you do it. Now, your sense of ethics tells you that just because the rule is there, does it mean that I have to pay for it? Now, you judge whether you should pay for it or you should not pay for it. All right. The next slide, see, these are things that kind of relate with values already. All right. And this is what I talked to you about before. It's there in your picture, your sources or formulation of ethics. We had how our values were formulated. Now it's about ethics. All right. You can go through them. There are repetition. The next few slides are what I have already talked to you about. All right, the legal system of a country. In this slide, I talked to you about this. The next topic is about the branches of ethics, which are quite simple. You talk about four types of, four branches of ethics, which are descriptive ethics, meta ethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. You can just quickly go through them. All right, we will not go into details of these things. These are just for you to know. There can be a short note on this. What are the branches of ethics? So get to know what the four branches are. We will not go into ethics because we are not doing a subject on ethics. We are not studying ethics in detail. The study of ethics is a big subject by itself. So I've just picked up these branches because in future when you are working, and you come across some kind of problems that you have to solve, you might want to know under which category this problem is coming and how you can ethically solve the problem. All right. So that is it. You have these four branches of ethics and you have these four theories of ethics. I would like to talk to you about utilitarianism, which is very important under the theories of ethics. I'll do it in the next class tomorrow because it's already 3 o'clock and you have a class. So I will talk to you about utilitarianism in the next class, and then I will wind up with what a profession is. All right. With that, we would have covered the first 3 units that will help you work for your internal test. Is that clear? By tomorrow I'll try to we'll cover the first 3 units. And again, I'm telling you, if you have any problems with the other 3 units, please feel free to contact me, or if you can give me time, I will take the class for you unofficially if you need it, because your teacher will not be able to give me time anymore. All right, you have other classes. So at any other time, if you have any doubts or you want me to do any topic, please feel free to tell me. I'll do it with you. Shall I stop here then today? I think you have a class now at 3, isn't it? Could you see my screen? Could you see my screen that I was using until now? Yeah, just now I saw it says there was some error. Anyway, it's there with you. I've given it to you. So shall I wind up now? We'll meet. Oh, I shared it with you. Just now it is showing that due to some error, the screen could not be shared. That's why I didn't realize that. I went, acha, acha. Okay. You have a class now, no? So I don't want to keep you engaged. We'll talk in the next class again and try to finish this unit. Okay. Thank you. Carry on with your next class. Okay. 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 You can leave.